student. Okay, we are going to study history today. Stay home, stay safe. Now we are going to study chapter number 2, nothing but the historiography, Indian tradition, SSC standard 10. And actually we have completed the chapter number 1 in previous lectures also. So now you can study that chapter on your own. You can write all the question and answer related to it. Afterwards I will give you very important question for board exam. Now today we are going to start this chapter number 2, that is nothing but historiography and historiography Indian tradition. Now in historiography, in chapter number 1 we study historiography Western tradition or development in the West. These are nothing but the Western tradition or development in the West. Whatever development occurred in the West in case of historiography in the what you call that 20th century or 19th century. Now here we are going to study historiography Indian tradition. Whatever development occurred in case of history or historiography in India or Indian subcontinent. Now there are various points. You can see these bullet points here. Now tradition of Indian historiography. With this tradition of Indian historiography, you will understand through this lesson. Then Indian historiography, various ideological frameworks. There are various ideological frameworks. Now, tradition of Indian historiography. First, we will study topic number 1. That is point number 1, tradition of Indian historiography. Now, Indian historiography or Indian history is also having rich tradition. Indian historiography is also having rich tradition. Okay. So we learned about the Western tradition of historiography in the last lesson that I have already told you. Now in this lesson we will know about the tradition of Indian historiography. Now historiography in the ancient period. Already we have divided historiography into 3 phases. Ancient period, especially in case of India, Indian historiography or Indian tradition, we have divided that into 3 parts, 3 periods. That is nothing but the ancient tradition, then medieval tradition and modern tradition. Or you may call ancient history, medieval history and modern history. Even though you know depicted or shown here that history divided into these 3 parts, especially in India. Now historiography in the ancient period or ancient times. Now in the ancient period in India, memories of the great deeds of ancestors and mythological lore, also memories of social transitions were preserved with the help of oral recitals. Obviously, praise or even the writings and what you call that writing style, all these things were discovered in medieval period or after medieval period, especially in modern period. But in those ancient period, people didn't used to write. They didn't used to write. So obviously they passed this history or knowledge of historiography or knowledge of history, or you may call it that the great deeds of their ancestors and mythological lore through oral recital. What do you mean by oral recital? Oral recital is nothing but the songs, ballads, and you may call it pawara, as well as what you call stories, folklore or folk songs. Okay, there are various types of that. Now, so in the ancient period in India, memories of great deeds of ancestors, our ancestors, okay, and mythological lore means Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, okay, and stories related to Veda, the Vedic period. Obviously, all these things, all these what you call that deeds or all these things were transferred from one generation to another, or told from one generation to another through oral recital. This oral recital is nothing but the orally, not in written manner. Okay. So also memories of social transition. Social transition is nothing but the social change, societal change in the societal values, societal traditions, societal customs, what you call it, rites and rituals. So all these social transition occurring in the society, they were also their memories also were told or preserved with the help of oral recital and not in a written form. Not in a written form, not in a writing, because at that time there was total illiteracy, or you may call they never invented at the time writing instruments or writing tools were not available, and printing was not discovered at the time. So obviously they transfer all this knowledge from one generation to another generation through orally or oral recital. Okay. Now their inscription on the Harappan seals and the artifacts confirm that Indians had mastered the art of writing. That does not mean, okay, whatever that they transferred knowledge through orally, okay, through oral recital. Yet that did not mean that Harappan civilization or Mohenjo-daro civilization or Indian people lacked knowledge, they lacked what you call that literacy. No, at that time people were literate, but all the knowledge were imparted among the people orally or oral recital. And that's why, yeah, you can see the inscription of the Harappan seal, where there are various Harappan seal, coins and various other things, they have inscribed on it, okay, through picture, drawings or something inscribed on it, engraving, they call it engraving, and other artifacts, other articles also, other things also confirm that Indians had mastered the art of writing. Indians in those periods, in that ancient period, mastered the art of writing. Even they couldn't express all the things with the writing, yet they mastered the art of writing. So, obviously, people in those periods, in those civilizations, Harappan and Mohenjo-daro civilization were literate and not illiterate. So, earlier the 3rd millennium, that is in the 3rd millennium BCE, before Common Era, or perhaps before that, or even before that, here we mastered the art of writing. We were literate people. Indian people, even though in ancient period, were literate. Now, however, the Harappan script did not get successfully deciphered. Deciphered means decoded. Decoded means translated. You cannot understand whatever written on it, whatever seals or whatever points or whatever you got, okay, copper plates or anything, and whatever is inscribed on it, engraved on it. Then we cannot decode it, we cannot decipher it, we cannot understand it, we cannot translate it in day-to-day languages. Okay? We cannot get the meaning out of it, even if it is beautiful. So, these are the things. Now, the earliest known written documents of historical nature found in India are the form of inscription. Inscription is inscribed on a particular grave, a particular what you call it, rock, stones, pages, or you may call it caves, paintings, drawings, murals. These are the things from various forms of inscription. Okay, so inscription, written document. The earliest known written documents of historical nature found in India are in the form of inscription. Whatever written on or inscribed on a particular coin, a particular copper plate, or anything like that. Now they are dated to the 3rd century BCE, before Common Era, so ancient. Now that is Emperor Ashok Maurya's time. When Emperor Ashok Maurya was ruling India, was ruling Hindustan, not India but Hindustan. Now his edicts are inscribed on natural rocks and stone pillars. His edicts means his commands, whatever he ordered, whatever he dictated, okay. All these edicts are inscribed, they were written on natural rocks, okay, on natural rocks and stone pillars. Why they use natural rocks and stone pillars? Because at that time paper was not available. Paper was invented in China, that is also not in ancient time, but in medieval period or at the end of medieval period. So obviously all these things they want to inscribe, they inscribe it on natural rocks and stone pillars. Now from the 1st century CE, inscription begins to occur on coins. But 1st century Common Era, they started to inscribe on coins, okay, golden coins, silver coin, copper coins, whatever coins. Now metal images means they draw images or various pictures or drawings of metals also. They inscribe on the metals also, various types of surface of metals. As well as sculptures, like in kind of a statue. Then, and also on copper plate, they also used to inscribe on copper plates. They provide important historical information, and all these artifacts, all the inscriptions provide important and vital historical information, historical traditions. Now, we get to know about the dates of various kings, so you can understand various dates when this king or when this emperor ruled over India. Okay, then dynasty genealogy means this is the king, the priest, and this is his son, he will become king afterwards. Like that in genealogy, the same lineage. You're following the in ascending order. These queens and their sons and their family members ruled over India. These emperors and their sons and their family members ruled over India. That is in ascending order. That is the study of genealogy or dynasty genealogy. Then territorial extent. Which territory rule? Okay. Suppose a particular king, emperor is ruling all over India, they are ruling all over Hindustan. But particular king is ruling only that particular king, particular state or particular region. So you can understand from this inscription which territory they rule and their territorial extent, their territorial boundaries between various regions or various states or kingdoms, and administration of various empires. Administration, how that empire is very big. Means if you are ruling the whole Hindustan at that time contains Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, then Nepal, Bhutan, as well as Bangladesh, even Burma. So obviously if you are ruling such a big part, it is nothing but a big empire. So how they administrate that empire? How they, how that administration work in that empire? How they supervise and monitor all the activities of that empire, who? The kings and their courtiers. So administration of various empires, administration of Mughal Empire, Ashok Maurya's empire, as well as British Empire also. Now in the ancient time, obviously there was not particular British Empire and not even the Mughal Empire, but Ashoka, King Ashoka's empire. And kingdom and various kingdom, how they operated, how they administered, how the administration office work, and also important political event of those time, and social organization formed in those time, as well as climate of that period or in ancient time. Then famines also. Obviously famines were rampant in those time, in those period, especially in ancient period. So how they survived, okay, and how he provided to the subjects. That all these things, as well as of the respective time. All these things you can understand through inscription, through murals, through drawings, and through engraving. And that's very important and vital knowledge they have provided to us. Now we go here, you will see the inscription here. You can you would like to know this. You can see this inscription on the copper plate. You can see this is the copper plate, and they have drawn and inscribed. I already told you they have done the both things. They have drawn particular pictures on it, like that, through inscription or engraving, and they are also inscribed on it. This is nothing but something written on it. That is nothing but the inscription. So we will try to understand it. We will try to decipher it all in the expressions given over here. Now show Soha Gaura. That is nothing but the Soha Gaura copper plate. This is nothing but the Soha Gaura copper plate. Now, the copper plate was found at Soha Gaura, district Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. Now, this copper plate was found at Soha Gaura, Uttar Pradesh, in Gorakhpur district of Uttar Pradesh. Now, it is supposed to be from the Mauryan period when King Ashoka, also not King Ashoka, but King Maurya. King Maurya was ruling all over India. So, now the inscription on it is in Brahmi script. Obviously, at that time, they used to speak, they used to write, and they used to interpret everything in Brahmi. Brahmi was the dominant language in the times of King Ashok Maurya's period. Okay. So whatever written is on Brahmi script, you cannot understand that script. I am also not, because we are not expert in Brahmi. So basically we need a language expert or expert in that literature and all that. Now, so Brahmi script. Now the symbols known as tree in railing, you can see trees in railing and mountain at the beginning of the inscription also on the punch mark coin. These are nothing but a punch. Obviously you cannot write anything on the copper plate. Copper plate is a metal, so obviously it's not a paper. So obviously you have to give the punch mark on it and you have to engrave on it or inscribe on it. Now the symbols from the tree engraving, you can see the tree engraving and what you call that, and mountain at the beginning of the inscription also from the punch mark one. Another symbol which looks like a structure erected on a 4 pillar is supposed to be indicative of a, this you can see this structure, you can see trees are in railing, and you can see a particular structure erected over here. Okay, this is nothing but the particular structure erected over here. So a structure erected on the 4 pillars is supposed to be indicative of granary and obviously to fight the famine as well as to provide to the subject is